Okay, it's right after game one of Cloud9 against Team Liquid, and I want to look at the pivotal play that I think decided this game, which was about 9 minutes into the game. And the game state at this point was Team Liquid was a little bit ahead. Jensen had 2 kills, one from a Santorin gank into mid lane at the end of his first clear. He did a 5 camps into top crab and then ganked mid, and he and Jensen double flashed on Perks, got the kill. And then Jensen solo killed Perks while there was a jungle support gank coming from Cloud9, and Core JJ had roamed up as well. And Jensen just kind of threaded through it. So TL were ahead from their mid plays, but really what their composition wanted to do was snowball through the Renekton top lane, in my opinion. Snowball through the Renekton top lane and then have Ziggs kind of rotate around the map with his satchel charge and do it like a turret gold snowball because Cloud9 had the scaling advantage. So TL weren't really pulling that off by playing through mid instead of top, but they managed to get that side lane snowball and the rotational kind of the gold grind going from this play here. And I want to look at the way it's set up. So what happens is Fudge ends up with his wave pushed a little bit past mid turret, and he has to be up on that wave because it's pushing onto Alphari's side. And then a jungle support gank comes in together, and they kill him, and that leads to he has no TP, so there's a lot of denial on top lane. And that just has a lot of consequences for the rest of the game that I can't go into too much. But here's the setup for it. So Fudge has he's got a full wave here. See, and so he just killed the first minion of this wave. So now it's 6-5. He has this wave in a position where it's going to be really difficult for him to keep this wave on his side. And also, it's just about 8 minutes. Rift Herald's about to spawn. Cloud9 have rotated their support. They can go for a 4-man rotation onto this Herald, a very standard kind of a play. They don't have vision of bot side. They have to have Aphelios responding to this wave. And Tactical, his Ziggs, has just disappeared off this. So you assume that Team Liquid is making a 5-man rotation for Herald here. And so the decision here for Cloud9 should be either try to rush past Team Liquid and skip these 3 top camps that Blabber has, go on this Herald, and if you feel you have enough tempo on this, because you are ahead in tempo, the Ziggs did just recall at a bot, may have had TP on the Ziggs, I'm not 100% sure, but that does make a difference. And so you could try to like rush this play before Team Liquid come and fight it. That's probably pretty risky. You could also go for the turret instead of the Herald and try to accompany this wave in with Fudge and go on the Herald here, or go on the turret rather, and then back out for Herald if the opportunity is there. Or you can then kind of give up the Herald and back off of this top wave crash and rotate into a bot side and get a bit of an exchange there. So you're going to have to read what you see in the vision. But one thing is not arguable, and that is that Fudge's wave is pushing. He has no option but to... Like, if he clears this wave as fast as he can, Alphari's are going to freeze on him. If he slow pushes this wave, which is what he does, and we can play it out a little bit, if he kind of slowly hits the wave, and now Alphari shows up, and they kind of slowly contest this wave, he needs cover, right? Because he's getting into a very gankable position by this wave slowly advancing up into this spot. And sure, he has vision, right? But he doesn't have vision in here. And so what Cloud9 end up doing, they don't seem to have... It makes sense for Blabber to be pathing, clear these camps and clear into bot side. You're giving up top side, which you assume Team Liquid have the option to take with their Ziggs rotation, and just the gold lead and a bit of prio out of mid. So it makes sense to give up top side and play into bot side, but that doesn't match with the state of Fudge's wave. So probably what you needed to do is bring the jungle and support mid. I mean, it depends a little bit. You might want to help out as well. Bring it just to nurse this wave in to make sure that it doesn't get frozen. And then you back out and trade the top side for the bot side. But instead, they just make the very broad correct macro call of giving up top side and playing into bot side without dealing with Fudge's wave properly. And I'm not going to place blame on this for an individual person. I'm not going to say, like, maybe it was Fudge not telling them, I need help bringing this wave in, or I'm in a big risk state. Maybe he did say something like that, or maybe, depending on what their communication structure tends to be, maybe Blabber or even Velcon and Perks who are in the area needed to recognize that with him and make that call. As a team, they did not make this call. And so they give up this state in the top lane in order to play into the bot side with Blabber's pathing. He full clears the top side, he's heading into bot side, and this does lead to them cross-mapping for a first dragon. But the consequences on the top side are a lot harder because it gave Team Liquid the foothold into a snowball that they needed. So you see this wave is slowly building up for Fudge. which is terrible for him because he's got no cover from his team. He can't really ride this wave in. He needs to, because right here he's going to get frozen on if he's not up on this wave. But look where he's standing. He's very vulnerable. He's going to place a control ward here. Hey, that's helpful. He already had vision there, but now, I mean, the control ward sees that the other team did too, and here he is, he's dead. And it takes a long time. It takes a long time to drag this out, and it gives his team, Blabber got to farm all those camps, and he gets the dragon and so on. But the consequences of this sequence were huge, because he has no TP. He can't come back to lane, and that just leads to a whole snowball effect. So that, again, it'll take a long time to go through all that. So you're going to have to kind of take me on faith that this was very, very costly for Cloud9. But I think this was a big issue, and it's a team issue that C9 needed to deal with.